Alright, peace, peace, peace. Hope that you're doing well. But yeah, so this is going to be reading. Let's jump into it. So, first things first, we're going to be looking at your sun and your moon. So, your sun is in the sign Aquarius, and your moon is in the sign Cancer. So, off the bat, first and foremost, you have your sun in the 12th house. So with your sun being in the 12th house, the 12th house is a house that can play out in two ways. It can either play out as like spiritual liberation, you feel me, because it is the house of spirituality, or spiritual like bondage, for like incarceration, you feel me, because the 12th house is also the house of imprisonment. It rules like jails, institutions, even mental asylums, things like that. And then Aquarius is a sign, that's naturally known to be inclined towards mental illness. But this is primarily because Aquarius has great mental abilities. They're known as the highest intellect, you feel what I'm saying? And Aquarius's key term is I know. You feel what I'm saying? And so that can be problematic in the sense that Aquarius's stubbornness, I guess you can say, can arise in argumentation. But yeah, you know what? Okay, I'll leave it at that. You feel what I'm saying? It can be negative because sometimes Aquarius's know-it-all energy can result in them getting into arguments that can even be fruitless. But it's like at the same time, the Aquarius sign is known to enjoy argumentation. They, I guess, enjoy like the mental stimulation that comes from arguing. And typically if someone argues back with an Aquarius is gonna respect them so much more, versus when the person that the Aquarius is picking on just allows them to walk all over them. And so unfortunately, because of this, Aquariuses can also be bullies. They can mess with people, and it's because Aquarius is not a personal sign. You feel me? They don't deal with emotions, not at all. But with you having your moon in Cancer, it's an indication that you are most likely emotional. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, but all this energy of like bullying and X, Y, and Z, it can even be that like that was energy that was directed towards you, because the 12th house is a house that deals with like enemies, like open and hidden enemies. You feel what I'm saying? So throughout your life, you may experience like shade or people hating on you for no apparent reason, but just because you're you. Aquarius, Aquarius for reasons, don't fit in, and the reasons being that they are in of themselves unconventional. They are the rebels, but sometimes Aquariuses can be the rebels without a cause, you feel me, and bring rebellion energy and oppositive energy just because. And that can most definitely be a negative attribute and a negative trait for Aquarius to deal with. But one cool thing about the Aquarius sign is their altruism. That is, they have an ability to be very selfless. You feel what I'm saying? Very selfless in the sense that they'll get into something and they'll do something for someone, but they won't expect anything back in return. You feel me? They'll do it from the place of their heart, or from the place of this is the right thing to do. As Aquariuses typically do also have high morals and high ethics. You feel me? But with this sign Aquarius, because it is the sign that deals with people and groups, it doesn't so much deal with people on a one-on-one. Aquariuses, and because of that, Aquariuses can also struggle in relationships because maybe they don't know how to get personal, but they're very impersonal because Aquarius deals with groups of people and it deals with networking and connecting. The 11th house, which is the house that's ruled by Aquarius, is a house that deals with like people that you meet out on the street, you feel me, or like people that you're connected with, but they're like long like distant relatives, you feel me, or like business partners, you feel me, people that you don't really have an intimate connection with, but you're connected with them for reasons of this world, if that makes sense. Now, Aquarius being the sign of people, you would tremendously value and benefit from gaining a better understanding of people and human nature, but usually Aquariuses naturally already understand and know about human nature, you feel me? But yeah, that would definitely be of great value and great benefit. So Aquarius, they are signs that it's like a lot of the times Aquariuses, it's like they seek acceptance and no, they don't seek it, but it would be nice, to be accepted, but it's like because they lack emotional connectivity, a lot of the times, even when an opportunity comes to them to find like love or to make a connection, the Aquarius misses it because Aquariuses, they're on some like because they're overly logical and they're overly like dealing with, and it's like because they're overly logical, they can be overly critical with people, because they're very realistic, you feel what I'm saying, and that can be a negative attribute for Aquarius, being too realistic. Too realistic in the sense of practicality, but at the same time, Aquarius is a sign that deals with idealism. Aquarius is a sign also that deals with the future. So a lot of the times, Aquariuses aren't content with living in the past. You feel me? They want to get into the future. But because their ruling planet Saturn rules the past, Aquarius is conflicted because they have a desire and yearning to go into the future. But furthermore, typically Aquariuses in thought are ahead of their peers, but it's like even though they're ahead of their peers and they have a desire to be futuristic, Saturn in a sense instills within them baggage, because that's what Saturn does. It instills within them baggage, restriction, and limitation. But also Aquarius being an air sign, a lot of the restrictions and limitations manifest as physical examples. As mental examples, you feel me? So the mind. And so with that being said, for an Aquarius, mental health is very, very important. And if it's anything you should invest in, is in your mental health. You feel what I'm saying? And so with you also having the sun in the 12th house, well, this can make you invisible, you feel me? Make you feel like you're behind the scene and that people like don't really see you for you feel me? But yeah. I think that's Aquarius in general. Feeling like they're not seen or they're not understood by people. They're the black sheep, the outcast, right? And so Aquariuses choose uniqueness, you feel me, at the same time. They don't want to be like everyone else. They preferably would rather be unique, you feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, they're on a path of individuality, and as they're on this path of individuality, it's important to build connections and like friendships and relationships You feel me? But at the same time, look, you also have your moon in Cancer. And it's interesting because Cancer and Aquarius, they square each other. Because Cancer is a very emotional sign, you know, it's a sign that deals with the emotions. Wait, they don't, wait, never mind, it's a trine. Okay, never mind, you're good, you're good, you're good. But anyways, so Cancer and Aquarius would typically square each other, but it's all good. Yours is trine. And also, even though I said all these things about Aquarius being emotionally detached, with you having Aquarius in the 12th house, odds are you do deal with a lot of emotions, a lot of even victim energy. You feel me? Feeling like a victim, and then the emotions coming from that. You know, because the 12th house, it's a house that deals with sorrows. You feel me? It's a house that can deal with like the pieces of life being broken, you know, and then you having to put them back together, because the 12th house is a house that deals with healing as well. You feel what I'm saying? And so, like, with your moon being in Cancer in the 4th house, like, family becomes of great relevance and of great importance for you. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like you have a strong yearning and desire for family, and a strong yearning and desire to want to connect and build emotional bridges with people. You feel me? With the moon being in Cancer, family becomes a heavy influence. You feel me? A heavy influence on who you think you are and who you are. And so, with Aquarius being your sun, it's an indication that a lot of the experiences in life that you've had are most likely more negative than positive. But then, like, with the moon being in the 4th house, with the moon being in the 4th house in Cancer, it can be an indicator that as you were going through the hardships, you know, your family was there, and, you know, they were a foundation, and they supported you. But at the same time, it can play out the other way as well, that they weren't there for you, and they disconnected, and they disconnected from you, you know, because Aquarius doesn't deal with emotional connections. So Aquariuses, they struggle with experiencing emotional connections with other people. You feel what I'm saying? Like, with the moon being in Cancer, this makes you a very, like, intuitive individual, very psychic individual. Like, Aquarius is also a very psychic sign as is. You feel me? Now, with the moon being in Cancer, you need to also gain, like, emotional I want to say emotional intelligence. You feel me? Get more familiar with the emotions, like, and learn about the emotional scale. You feel me? Learn about the elevated emotions versus the downgraded emotions. You feel me? Because things like that deal with the sign Aquarius. It's Cancer. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, and so Cancer in of itself is a very nurturing, motherly type of energy. You feel me? So you are very nurturing and motherly and caring and loving. But moodiness also comes with Cancer. You feel me? And bipolarism, or like emotional fluctuation, feeling one way and then feeling the next way the next minute. You feel me? But yeah, looking deeper into your chart, I can see that there have been a lot of hardships and a lot of trials and tribulations, and even like your perception on like divinity and on God, you know, like you can work, that can use work. You feel me? Maybe due to the life experiences you went through, maybe you went on to be like, I don't even think there is a God. Like, that's a possibility. Like, looking at your chart, I can see how you may sooner or later have gotten disconnected from a higher power. You feel me? Because it's like, looking at your chart, a lot of this energy is like a lot of this energy is like solo dolo, having to do things for yourself. You feel me? Being on a yeah, I'll leave it at that. Solo dolo and having to do things for yourself, um, and continuously experiencing expand transformation, not expansion but transformation. So, like, with your Pluto Sun aspect, you feel me? It's like a lot of the hardships that come into your life are due to circumstances asking you to transform yourself, but then when you go to transform yourself, it's a struggle. It's not a transformation can be difficult for you with that place with the Pluto squaring your sun, you feel me? Transforming your ego, transforming yourself becomes difficult, you know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, let's look at one more thing. This time is pretty much up. It's 16 minutes. I charge $1 a minute, you know what I'm saying? But looking at your chart, you do have abilities to be spiritual and psychic, but at the same time, it does look like the external physical world has put a lot of pressure on you, and so there may also be a possibility that your focus is primarily outward rather than inward. And so if that's the case, then it's important that you start to learn how to focus yourself inwardly rather than outwardly. You feel what I'm saying? Like getting into spirituality, even like, I don't know if you're spiritual or not, but it's like either way, spirituality exists. You feel me? It's real. But yeah, I think I can also tell this to you. With Mercury being in the 12th house, be attentive and cautious that you don't create mental imprisonments for yourself. But also with Mercury being in the 12th house, you have certain skills and talents that are hidden from you. You feel me? You're able to do certain things that like you're not even aware of. You feel me? Or like certain things you can do, other people may see in you, but you may not be able to see in yourself. You feel me? With the 12th house being here. But yeah, my friend, that pretty much concludes your reading. Definitely let me know what you thought, and if you can if like anybody who's interested in getting a reading, you already know who to send them to. I do astrology, birth chart readings. But if you and of yourself are interested in diving deeper into your chart, then I would be more than happy to do a full reading for you. And so the benefit of the full reading is they come with notes. That is, before I jump into your reading, I do take time to study your birth chart, take notes, pinpoint exactly where everything is at. And then, I get the reading done, and it's a breakdown and an explanation of your life, pretty much, you feel me? And how you can navigate through your life, and the energies manifested within the different departments of life. So if you're interested in that, definitely let me know. Otherwise, peace. And if you can write me a little review about what you thought about this reading, I'll be more than grateful for that. You feel me?